This week I'm going to talk to you about Haruki Murakami's latest novel, which is called 1Q84. It's actually so big that it was published in 2 volumes in the translation in the UK. I've read Murakami's work before, so some of his style was familiar to me. One thing that always draws me in is how he blends reality with surreal elements. Events slowly unfold until you find yourself drawn into a landscape of strange happenings. As in some of his other books, the characters here are pretty normal at the outset. They have normal jobs, not overly successful, but not really scraping by either. Both young and both lonely, our 2 main characters here spend their time looking for simple pleasures: a good book, a good workout, a good night's sleep. But everything starts to change when Tango takes on the project of rewriting a kind of fantasy novel in order to win a literary prize. Turns out it's no ordinary book, and the original author is no ordinary girl. Fiction and reality blur together as Tango realizes the reality of his book has become the reality of his world. The telltale sign of this is that there are 2 moons instead of 1. Whew, this is already getting a little plot-heavy. But I will say plot does a lot of work in this book towards teaching you about characters and about different approaches to strange situations. Battles without often turn out to be battles within, and actions definitely speak louder than words here. Even though this co-written novel makes it seem as if language is really important in this book, it's the fact that Tango wrote it that pulls him into the world, and it actually turns out the original author is dyslexic. All she did was write what she knew. This book is also deeply about a place and a time. It's about 1Q84, which is 1984, but in the world with 2 moons. One thing that was weird to see was there are still payphones everywhere. And I've never been to Tokyo, but the city was very important to how this novel works. I had to learn a lot of train station names and ward names and district names in order to keep track of the movements of the characters. One of the most striking things about the landscape in this book is the blend of natural and man-made elements. There are tall buildings and large hotels and lots of people, so it definitely has this anonymity that comes with urban life. This anonymity at times helps and also hurts the characters. But natural elements are also important here, like the moon. It's the 2 moons in the sky that signify you've entered 1Q84 instead of 1984. In this way, the natural world and the urban landscape blend together to form a kind of labyrinth in which secrets shift and change. This makes Tokyo feel huge and full of possibility. But of course, it's also full of danger. I think the biggest lesson in all of this is that it can be quite a feat just to end up back where you started, and that sometimes you have to experience that full circle in order to understand where you began. So I guess this is a book about self-discovery, and it's a big book because self-discovery is a very long process. In 1Q84, our true selves only emerge through great trial and force of will. This is 1Q84, and you're watching Brave Little Books.